It's your boy Sweetlick, back with another exclusive Sweetlick Weekly. Long waited. We've about to talk about this for the last probably at least 2-3 years.
Facts.
But now it's 2020, I'm back on my stuff. Without further ado, man, first guest of 2020, my man Ball.
Yes, sir. My guy.
Definitely. I'm gonna let y'all tell, he gonna tell a little bit about himself, what he been through, where he come from, and what he doing now. So let's kick into it, man. First of all, how you get the name Ball Hawk, first of all?
Ball Hawk, football term, man. Actually, so for the longest time, I was called Birdman when I was playing in the Arena Football League.
Okay.
The first nickname Ball Hawk came to me when I was in the Falcons camp in 2001.
Okay. Well, let's just do a backtrack. Let's just tell people where you from and how'd you get out of Charlotte and all that.
So, my Hawkins is my government name. Go by Ball Hawk here in Charlottesville, or Hawk. Originally from Newport News / Hampton, Virginia. So I was born in Newport News, moved to Hampton when I was in middle school. Got a little bit of trouble in school in Newport News and started living with my grandmother, Big Mama. And my mom moved to Richmond and started working. So my mom and my dad divorced when I was young. And I was living with my mom's, and she went to Richmond to kind of, better her situation.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. You teach me something.
Yeah. So I moved to Hampton, man, and sports was always in me. You know what I'm saying? My pops played sports. Looked at my cousin, Sean Hamlet, who actually went to Hampton High, and he did the same thing. Okay. So we all both grew up in Newport News, man. So
you played with a couple celebrities out there too.
Yeah, man. I played with Michael Vick. Grew up with Michael Vick. Played so.
You from that area? Then.
Yeah, I come from down the bottom Newport News, 35th Street. Then I moved to Glen Gardens, and back then it wasn't gangs; it was neighborhoods. So it was Glen Gardens, Woodsong, Newsom Park, Sweet by Brittany, Chapel, Pine Chapel. Those were the gangs. It was neighborhoods.
Okay.
That was cliques. So
Bloods
and Crips.
That's how Charlotte is.
Yeah, so Bloods and Crips was around then. So I was a part of. Damn, I just lost my train of thought. Excuse me, I played football for a long time since I lost my train of thought. Glen Gardens. So I was part of Glen Gardens, and I'm running up, Woodsong and Newport News, just doing dumb stuff. First of all, started football. You playing sandlot, but you playing sandlot on the concrete.
Damn.
So you play some tackle literally on the concrete, but then we found fields, and you know how it is when you playing ball, end up having an argument. But that's how we would do, man. We would travel and play. But to backtrack, Al Iverson played against him at Anderson Park. It was a Little League baseball from 6 to 12.
That's crazy.
That was the age group, one team, 6-year-olds all the way up to 12.
God damn.
So I was 6 years old when Chuck,
Chuck
was the pitcher. I remember in the championship I played for Anderson Park Mets. He played for the Anderson Park Orioles. And his mom, Ann, who my mom knew because she babysitted Chuck, he struck me out. All season I would get walks because I would get real low. And Chuck was the first dude. He struck me out every time. So, yeah, man. So Al Iverson came through there, Michael Vick, Aaron Brooks. Just a plethora of cats, man.
So that one of the questions I always want to ask. I never asked you, what made you pick UVA? Of all the schools you could have went to?
My grandmother, Big Mom, because it was closer for her to come to Charlottesville. So I had never been outside of Richmond. Like the furthest I had been was Richmond. Now I was seeing my cousin Sean Hamlin, who went to Florida State from Hampton. He played free safety. He went to Florida State. Okay. So I would go to his games. So if it was at Duke, Clemson, Tallahassee. So I spent more time in Tallahassee. I was comfortable going out to Tallahassee, Florida. So I wanted to go to Florida State. Okay. Got a questionnaire, but then Florida jumped the gate and offered me a scholarship. So I was all set to go to Florida. Like, I was going to Florida, even though that was my cousin's big rival. So he didn't even like that. Big Mom wanted me to go to UVA because it was closer. And then my big bro, Aaron Brooks, was here, so that was a no-brainer. I didn't even realize, like, when I was in high school, man, I didn't watch too much college football, pay attention who went where.
That's the only thing people know.
It wasn't on social media.
I guess back in the day, yeah, but that's the only thing like Charlotte was really known for. If you want from Charlotte, was UVA. That's what UVA is. So that's like the only thing people know. Like if they come through Charlotte, that's where UVA is. So
yeah,
that's all I always wondered. I could have asked you that off camera, but yeah.
No, that's good. That's good because a lot of folks don't realize that UVA wasn't my first choice. It was my top two choices. Like between Florida and UVA, I stood Tech up on a visit,
good.
which you
That's
know
good. We hate
they haunt me about
A lot of
that.
people like take out here, but I hate it. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I stood them up. I went to a track meet instead of getting on the plane and coming to tech. I didn't tell him I wasn't coming. I tried to tell him, but the recruiter wouldn't listen to me. He was like, "Yo, no, we still gonna hold it." I'm like, "I want to run this track meet. It's the first one of the year is indoor, so stood them up." But it was between Virginia and Florida.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, how'd you, like, after you left UVA, how'd you stay in Charlottesville? Like, because a lot of people, once they get their degree, they move, and you went to pro and stuff like that.
So my wife is from here. So
Okay.
my wife, formerly last name is Tinsley, Crystal Tinsley, went to CHS. She's from here. And, you know, she followed me from, you know, Atlanta to Kansas City. Then when I played the NFL in Europe, she didn't go, but, you know, we in communication and stuff. But then when I played Arena Football League in Colorado was when we finally like moved in together. So yeah, played with John Elway, won a ring there.
But man,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know, it was in the makings of me actually trying to try out for the Broncos because they was gonna bring me in for a workout and then camp. But how it worked back then was if you was on the Arena League contract and you signed an NFL contract to attend camp to make the team, you lose your insurance. So with you know, me having my wife and stuff, and my daughter, I was like, nah, I'm good.
So how long did your pro career actually last though?
Shoot, man, 10 years. Well, if you add the NFL practice squad journey, you know what I'm saying? That's 2 years and then 9 years of arena. So the 11 years total of chasing that professional dream and playing professional football.
So now, kind of fast forward now to what you do. So what do you do now for UVA and what you do now?
So right now, I'm not just working. I work in the media. I got my own podcast platform, but I'm like an ambassador for them.
What's your job?
The Ball Hawk Show podcast, you know, on all podcast platforms, iTunes, Spotify. You know, it's everywhere, and you know, I've been plugging away for 4 years now. But for UVA, for the past 2 years, I host a online show called The Walkthrough, which is similar to Jay Billis.
Yeah, you said you been walking with the players and stuff.
Yeah.
The coaches too. Yeah.
Yeah, with the coach, so I get access, and you know, it's just something to football. You have a helmet on, so basketball you can see the faces. Football you can't. So my main thing is trying to show their faces and show a fun side of them. And this year, through my website at Hawkins.com, we show bonus footage. So with the walkthrough that you see on Twitter and VirginiaSports.com. You know, it's very professional PC questions that the fans want to know about. On my site, it's Petty Hawk, my alter ego, asking them the fun questions.
We'll get to that in a minute.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of fun, man. And the players enjoy it. And they took to it, man, because then they start asking. You see guys after the games, like, yo, did I do enough to get in the walkthrough? So my main thing is I don't try to always get the guys on the spotlight. I try to get like guys who I see can be the up and comers also. So
I mean, how you get Bronco on there? Because he's the head
coach. Bronco has to be like real talk, man. Bronco has to be on there, man. Like Bronco's a cool dude. Like he's very stoic because he has to be for his job in front of the kids. But Bronco is
I like him and Tony. Tony been in Bronco. They actually grew up.
Yeah, Bronco, my guy.
When you first heard Bronco come from BYU, you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, I was the same way.
Other than Steve Young, a lot of people don't really know anybody that takes a hill.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know who went to BYU and stuff like that. You know
I thought it was gonna be a square, but he cool, man. He funny. He transparent, down to earth, easy to talk to, and as an alum, when I first met him, he sold me because he wanted to learn about Coach Wells, who I held dear to my heart. So that's how he got me in this corner. But he didn't know that. He didn't know how much I felt for Coach Wells. He just said, you know, I'm Bronco. Nice to meet you. You know, what can you tell me about the program? And what are some of the things you want from me? And the first thing I said to him was, I want the alum to have full access to practice and stuff. Like, I want you to bridge it. Because it's a disconnect, and he did that, yo. Like every spring, he has alumni.
That's probably another question I want to ask you too. Like, how can I really word this? Because like, a lot of people look at Charlottesville. Like, I guess being from Charlottesville, they look at like Charlottesville, and they look at UVA.
Yeah.
So how'd you really bridge that gap? Because you kind of like. People don't really look at you like going to you. They look at you like a regular guy.
Yeah,
like, which is kind of like on both sides of the field.
Yeah, that's humbling, man. Because that was my goal when we moved. My wife teased me and said she's from here, but everybody know me and treat me like I'm from here.
Yeah, you know what
my main thing, we moved back here. So we moved back here in 2008, in November 2008, right after my season in Grand Rapids Rampage. And because I was becoming a free agent, so I was starting to pick different teams. I was going to Georgia next. So she was like, I'm not trying to be solo no more. We need to move back here. So we actually moved back here before that season. I was in Nashville. I was going to Grand Rapids. She was like, you know what? I wanted to live in Nashville. I'm definitely not going to live in Michigan. You ain't going to be playing for too much longer. Let's move back to Charlottesville. So when I got back here, man, I really just got immersed with the community. Like, I was playing ball, pick up basketball, no grounds and stuff. And you know me, man, I talk to anybody. So
yeah, because I don't know how we really met, but I think
I don't know how we met.
We started talking, you know what I'm saying, just best of buzz, I guess, you know what I'm saying, pretty much.
So I just got immersed with the community, man, and just wanted to learn more about it because I felt like at first I was kind of being disrespectful by always screaming 757. And some real cats kind of checked me on that. I was like, bro, you know where you at? You're in the
and I think
you're in the 434. It was Skeet actually who checked me. It was like, yo, you're in the 434, like what's the 757 stuff? But on some real stuff, he broke bread with me and just hit, you know.
Speaking on that, when I was in West Virginia, I had to learn that too. Like, I had like a little chip on my shoulder coming with going to West Virginia, like, and kind of like you said, kind of disrespecting somebody else's turn. You never know where you really at. You know what I'm saying? You get to a situation or something happens. But yeah, you definitely got to learn about other cultures and other areas, man. Definitely, bro.
I mean,
but we definitely appreciate y'all.
And this was coming home.
Because you be all over the place too, though. That's one thing I be saying, like, because we really don't get that a whole lot. Like, other than like you and like Wes and a lot of people come from somewhere else and really embrace your show for like kind of take it like their second home. Like,
well, this is my home. You know what I'm saying? So when we moved here, we set up shop, bought a house here, and once Skeet checked me was playing ball and we broke bread after the fact, I humbled myself. It's like, yo, I gotta go in the neighborhoods around here because this is my new home, and I ain't afraid to go to no different neighborhoods. I'm gonna go respectfully, and it's a risk doing anything, but. Once I started going out with Snake at Thompson, and then I started, MCing and stuff. Yeah, man. Snake helped me with that, so that's just what it was, man. And now I claim 434 just like 757. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So when I go places, Charlottesville, my home. People be like, "Where you from?" I'm like, "From the Ville." I'm originally from Hampton, but this is my home.
Up, bro, man. Definitely. And we got to catch you out there and You playing this song for the BCB or you just?
I never planned to play. I never planned. So the past.
You said that last year.
Yeah, then I got sucked in the last 4 games. You know what I'm saying? But my main plan, man, is just to MC because it's the new wave. Like I'm 41 now, can't hang on to them glory days, and I don't want to.
I think some people just come out just to hear you talk stuff.
Yeah, I just want to talk trash. And
I kind of like how the evolution of the BCBA came from like. I don't want to disrespect Snake and say it came from nothing, but pretty much came from nothing.
No, it came from nothing. So you think about when I did my research because when I started MCing, I had to go back and understand where all these guys came from, what built the league up.
I ain't gonna say one thing. I hate to cut you off, but I like how you be making them nicknames up too.
I don't know how.
Because you be killing them jokes sometimes.
I don't know how.
Sometimes you call them jokes. I don't know, bro.
I mean, a lot of times I make them up on the spot. It's not like I'm just looking at people's rosters and looking at their bio. We don't got a research team, so I ain't got a bio or highlight tapes. But I watch how somebody play, how they look, the vibe from the crowd, and I just throw something out there. And I'm looking at the crowd when I'm throwing the nickname. If I could just
get a couple of those that come to mind or kind of killed me a couple times.
What's that?
Especially Rusty. Was it Rusty?
Yeah, Rusty the redhead cat with the curly hair that played the Mike Brown team.
It was him. It was another one that killed me that one time. I forgot. I gotta come back to me though.
Everybody's past you like the prototype because the homeboy with his hair.
I like prototype.
I mean, people got their favorite. Of course, Thomas is "I'll be right back." And I said, so the reason how Thomas' nickname came up was because Thomas always came back to his right hand. Okay. People didn't realize I was tipping him off by saying, "I'll be right back." But every time he crossed over, he was putting back to his right hand. It's stuck with him though. It's crafty though, like The Rock. The Rock, Rock is from his, that's from high school. Like that was easy. Then Mo, I learned he won all these championships before I got there, so I call him Lord of the Rings.
I didn't know what I'm saying. I never heard you call Lord of the
Rings. Yeah,
Mo do got about 3 or 4 chips.
Yeah, I mean Mo was just the ultimate winner, and Worm was built in was Worm. The Mirror, which was D-Gent because his defense. Mm-hmm. Every place you saw, he was. Every place you went, he was there.
What's the name you called one dude? That shit was so funny though, man. God damn, I can't think of it right now. I'm gonna kill myself for this one. Damn, it was funny though.
I mean, it's a list of them, man.
It definitely is, though, bro.
I mean, but everybody.
But so how do you kind of? I mean, I'm about to ask you. You never had nobody try to cuss you out or really try to, you know what I'm saying, go.
Yeah, Discount Jordan didn't like his.
Oh, really?
Nick didn't like his because I called him Discount Jordan.
Yeah. But I mean, his name kind of stuck though.
But he wants to be like Jordan, and you're not in the league, so we'll get you for a discount. Yeah. It's not a knock. Like, he's nice.
But some people, like, I know, like, me myself personally, I can take a joke. I'm one person.
Oh no, that's one thing I love about you.
Some people, like I said, the Rusty joke was kind of funny. So it was kind of like.
No, it's been some dudes like,
you know what I mean?
Real talk. Like, people gotta realize, as a dude on the mic, walking to the car after games is not always fun, because I'll get catch from out of town, like, really, like, oppress me, like, yo, my man, what you call me on the court, and I'll be like, nah, it's joke. Like, first of all, I ain't no bitch, but at the same time, it's a non-violent.
Yeah, but when somebody can't take it, like I said, some people can't take jokes like that.
Yeah, but I ain't prideful. So if they felt like a nickname was disrespectful, then we could collaborate, or I just say, yo, I won't call you that no more type stuff. But then a lot of times, the next week, it may be a kid or somebody in the stands may scream that name when they touch the ball. So they like, all right, never mind, scratch that. So, like, they local celebrities for us. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Snake do a good job.
I'm kind of like, I love the
Facebook, you know what I'm saying?
That would kind of motivate me to get a team for, like, cause I kind of seen it come up from, like I said, come up from nothing, like, and it gives Charlotte something to do, and it gives Charlotte, like, kind of something to give us kind of a name out, because they got people coming from, like, Richmond and Stanton and Fredericksburg, Culpeper, and
I mean, Snake got a great movement, man. My main thing was,
like I said, you got the comments, you got people you can bring your kids to.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the things where it's a safe zone for anybody, and even when I talk to, like, police officers and firemen and stuff, they look forward to coming out. So it's police officers out there in plain clothes, but they not messing with nobody.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They let people be. You know what I'm saying? We know what we got that. I ain't gonna say the nicknames what I said on the court. You got to come out there, but they know the corners of what the activity is going on, and people laugh.
But it's safe. But some people bring your kids to, like, it's something like really like. I think some people look forward to, like, Sundays in the summer.
I know I do, man. You know and quiet as kept. The season actually makes summer go by fast. The way when the championship is there, school's starting the next week.
Definitely. But I think it's getting more, like, each year it's getting more and more competitive.
Yeah. Oh no.
And, like, people are really grabbing players. Like, I know what I'm saying. Like,
you got cats going overseas now off their BCBA footage, bro.
You know what I'm saying? It made me motivate like to get, like, some of the best players out here. You know what I'm saying?
Like, dudes you gotta be in shape now to play in the BCBA.
Oh yeah,
you have to work out.
I had a couple players on my team last year.
And you saw that, yeah.
You can't just come out there, like, drinking the night before. I think you just go just roll over. Like,
you gotta sacrifice your Saturday nights.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because you on film. And especially if you got aspirations, especially if you're prideful, especially if you like to talk trash. Mm-hmm. And then we got the recap show, which you've been a part of for the past 3 years. So, and the thing is, what people don't realize, so people see me always going to Sweetlick and TA, but people don't know we joke so much that they think it's serious. But all publicity, I mean, whether it's good or bad, everybody knew the Sweetlick team, and everybody was tuned in no matter what time they played. Same thing with Gator Team Supreme Skills. As much as I talk trash about them, you're coming to see if what I'm saying
I like how consistent Gator is. Like,
he
don't hang his head or nothing. Like,
man.
What he got, he coming forward. He gonna give you his all. Like,
his all. They gonna the uniforms. You don't know what uniform they gonna wear. They got so many. You know the brand is solidified. Not disrespecting,
he always got a spot for somebody on his team.
Always.
Always got a spot for you.
And Gator never gonna look you in his eye while he coaching you. He always gonna look down and look to the side.
He definitely got a spot for anybody want to just jump out there and just, you know what I'm saying, get a feel for the BCBA. Gator got a spot for you.
Gator got a spot for you, definitely. And we're gonna see what your mind right, if your mind right too, because usually people play Supreme Skills, it's a pride of we not gonna let them beat us.
They be have some sneaky players from time to time too, man.
I mean, they started off good last year. Mm-hmm. What, it started like 2-0?
They play Sweetlick, you know. The rest.
You was their downfall, huh? Once you beat them, you was a downfall.
I think they lost 6-3 after they played. I think
you ain't lying.
But you ain't lying. Not to say we had the blueprint for them, but you know what I'm saying.
That's the one game TA could not lose.
No. Yeah. But getting back into the interview, what more do you do in the Charlotte community though that people don't know?
So I work in an alternative school, Lugal McGinnis Academy, which is Charlottesville City School's alternative school. You know, Murray, Enterprise, but we're Lugal McGinnis. Used to be Henry Avenue.
Yeah, they moved
we're located right behind Venable where the old Hope Center was at.
Oh, okay.
So, I work with the kids who are misunderstood, just need that extra attention, who's been given up on, been told that they won't be anything, been in the system, on papers, got, EMs on their ankles, been in Blue Ridge. But I'm that guy that came from that situation to where I did the things they did, but I just never got caught. So I always tell them, I was just like you, but you just see the diamond. You didn't see the coal before I went through the fire. Yeah. And once I started getting
but I work at the Boys and Girls Club too. So I see like a lot of kids, man, sometimes they just need somebody just to listen to them, man. That's all they really want is a little attention.
Somebody that's not going to tell them what to do.
I think it's, not to say it's like racially, but they kind of want somebody to look like them too, though. Like
it is.
Sometimes you need what's the African American, and somebody like an African American telling them, then somebody like maybe like a cop or a white gentleman or something. Kind of tell them they need somebody more they could feel or whatever. They can understand.
No, you're right, man. I mean, you definitely need somebody to look like you to inspire you, because not saying a Caucasian can't inspire a young inner city black kid, but the believability. We like when we that's how we match up. Like when we see a LeBron James, and if a kid is from a single parent household, they can say, "Oh, LeBron came from that. I could do that." Like you got to be able to match your life to their life. So when I tell them my past, their eyes get big because all they see is Mr. Hawkins. I tell them about Hawk. So I give them my failures and what I did wrong before I even learn anything about them. Because they so used to people saying, "Hey, tell me about yourself. Tell me all your business." Yeah. Think about when you was going to school.
I feel like we need more people like that in this area, like to make our town a little bit better. Like we need more people like in alternative schools or just working with kids, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause they are the future, man. You know what I'm saying? Honestly.
You need folks to be transparent. Like adults, we're so guarded with our lives, and then we want a kid to be transparent. Like I'm not gonna ask any of my students to do anything that I wouldn't do or wasn't asked to do and didn't follow through on. You feel what I'm saying? So I always tell them, like, people always throw out college, and I'm like, I'm throwing out trade school. Yeah. Go get this.
Cause I learned that too. Like when I went to college, like I ain't know. Like to be honest with you, I ain't really coming up. I didn't really think I could go to college. Yeah. But just giving it a chance. But like, I learned that when I got to college, some people just there because they got accepted there. Yeah. Or that their parents pushed them to go there. Like college might not be for everybody. Like you said, sometimes you need a trade or it saves you in the long run because you don't go in that debt. If you're not really built for college, you don't want to build for that debt. You know what I'm saying? If you can get a trade coming straight out of high school, I think you're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, have a better life than getting $100,000 in debt, especially with college.
I'm gonna tell you a cool story, piggybacking off that. So, played football at Hampton High School, was an All-American receiver, got all these scholarship offers. My best friend Mike Dupree was my best man at my wedding. Knew how to always love shop class, right? Grades was okay, but never talked about going to college. I was talking about going to college, going to the league. His brother and him loved stereos. They would put in systems and things like that. So he went and fell in love with shop class to build boxes. You feel what I'm saying? And learn how to do the pimp my ride type stuff. Fast forward, I'm getting out of college here. I'm teetering, getting cut in the NFL 2 or 3 times. Him and his brother start their own shop. I come back from Europe. I don't got no job. I got bread from Europe, but my mom's, I'm living with my mom's and I'm paying for my mom's, you know what I'm saying? My money running out. Guess who hired me to work? My homeboy. I don't know how to install no speakers or nothing, but I'm a people person, so I'm gonna help sell the product. To this day, they got one of the biggest shops back in Hampton Roads Custom, right on Mercury Boulevard in Hampton, Virginia. But I tell my students all the time, I was like, look, I'm supposed to be this guy that's in the NFL and I'm getting cut. I don't have no income coming. My homeboy, my best friend, got his own business. Didn't go to college. It's different avenues. So you know whether you want to be a barber or
opportunity though, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's all you need is an opportunity. Like when you come out of high school, they don't really just tell you. All they do is try to kind of push you to go to college or push you to work. They don't really just give you.
They push you to be a worker.
Yeah, you need something to kind of motivate you, what you feel better, like what you feel good at, though. You know what I mean?
I mean, you essentially, and look. It's not a knock on college, but we gotta stop that narrative. You know, anytime you see me talking sports, I like to debunk narratives. Like when you tell a kid to go to college, help them understand that you're also creating debt for yourself.
Yeah, you definitely gotta tell them how much it costs.
In the end, unless you're getting scholarships. Because it's financial aid, but you got to pay that back.
Yeah.
But if you go to this trade school, you probably can end up making that back like that. So tell both sides. Now, if your career requires you to go to college, then you chase that because that's an investment in yourself. So
definitely have like options. I think. Yeah. They don't really teach that. Like I think I may depend on what kind of school you go to.
Yeah.
But like I think when I was coming out of high school, they were just kind of pushing you along. Like unless you was like, you know what I'm saying, get all them scholarships, going to big colleges, like they was just kind of like.
And even then, it's tough, bro. You know what I'm saying? Being on scholarships ain't no cakewalk. That's your job. I'm waking up 4:30 in the morning, got to be a 5 o'clock workout, then go to class.
Oh yeah.
Then if you at study hall too long and the dining hall is closed and you got no plus dollars,
definitely. When I paid my 2 years, I paid my 2 years in college.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get nothing to eat. The dining hall is closed. How we gonna eat?
It's over.
I come from a single parent household. If my Pell Grant ain't hit yet, I don't have no money. And you giving a 18-year-old kid from the inner city $1,700 in one wop, and you think I'm just gonna really sit on it?
Don't say that.
No, I was
Jays come out the
black, man. My first ever one, I black. I was buying Barry Sanders shoes and Madden and all these consoles. That $1,700 went quick.
Yeah, bro. I definitely can tell you that, man.
Then you sell your meal plan to get more cash.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I did. I would sell my meal plan, then, you know.
But I mean, sometimes, like I said, when I went to college, like it was just like my people, like my uncle, he drove me up there, took my stuff out, put it in the dorm room. After that, shook my hand, like, hey, you need something, call me.
Hey.
Other than that, man, I ain't really had no guidance. They was just kind of like college. Like the one thing I like about the college friends, when they throw you out there like that, and see if you can survive.
Yeah, they do.
Because you got to meet people, you got to talk to people. I had no car. You just threw me out there like.
You said the key word. You gotta talk. You can't like how we grew up. We so like introverted in a sense. Like we so taught to if somebody walking by you, don't even really look at them because you don't know if it's disrespectful. Yeah. But then when you get to college, you got to rewire that because you don't know who sit beside you and who gonna.
And the crazy thing about it, when you in college, you don't know where people from. That's how you get a lot of your rides and stuff like with people. Especially because I went to West Virginia. So I had to meet the people from Virginia on rip just to get back home sometimes. Like, yo, where you from, da-da-da. Like, you meet people just like that. Just a little easy conversation. Yeah. Open up, you know what I'm saying? And you want to get to them parties and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Or you want to get to the store, go to Walmart, whatever. You need somebody with a car. Got to open up, man.
You know, and then when I got here, man, like just the terminology and the slang, like on campus, right? It's a difference being on campus as a student and in the city of Charlottesville.
That's what I'm saying. So, but the thing about college, you got people from everywhere, like.
And to keep it real, when I reflect back at UVA, you feel like you're so much better than the people from this town. We got in a lot of fights my first year.
And that's why I was kind of asking. That's why I kind of wondering like how you kind of stayed like. A lot of, especially like people who go to the league and they never come back. I guess because you're white, but you never really see like somebody like, how can I say, like Ryan at Titty Barber. You never see them. They went to UVA, boom. They
like Chris Long that came back.
But Chris Long, you gotta think about. He kind of the same. People. Yeah. So Chris Long.
That's true. But see, I played it. So once I got cut from the NFL, Coach Dick Vermeil told me you need to go to the Rental League. Cause he told me.
One thing I say, the job market ain't the best out of Charlotte too. That's another thing why people leave out too.
Yeah, it's like that in Hampton too. Unless you go work at the shipyard and you can learn a trade, going to the apprentice school and things like that. But when Dick Vermeil cut me in 2002, and he was like, you can probably make it. You're supposed to make this team, but I want to keep a guy that was with me on the Super Bowl team, the Rams. Like everybody said, it came down to us two. Yeah. I essentially made the team, but he vetoed and kept a guy that he coached for years. And he said, look, you'll probably get picked up, but you'll probably continue this path of being on the roster for like 2 or 3 weeks, get cut. 2 or 3 weeks, get cut. Or I could call a buddy who has bought a new team in the Arena Football League. You probably be a household name.
That's another thing I want to know. How'd you come like the number 9?
Number 9, so my big cousin Sean Hamlet wore number 9 at Hampton High. Okay. And I just wanted to be like him. My pops is, I like him as well, but Pops wore number 40, so I wasn't wearing number 40. He loved Gail Sayers.
That was actually my number 2.
Yeah, he loved Gail Sayers, and I wasn't playing receiver like I was Michael Irvin and stuff.
I don't even like number 9 so much, but I think for Little League, I just picked up a Little League and I just stuck with it.
Yeah,
I don't really got a big
so.
story behind it, but that's my favorite number.
So if people seen when I posted on Facebook just this past weekend when the Chiefs was playing, I posted my Chiefs jersey. I wore 46, but I didn't care what the number was because I was in the league. You know what I'm saying?
I was in college, they gave me 34.
Yeah, so I didn't care, but
I didn't want that shit though. I said, fuck. I mean, that's probably the section number I had left at the time. Though. But yeah, I ain't with that 34. What did that though? But our quarterback had the number. But I played.
Yeah, when he cut me, man, I was heartbroken. But to see him pick up the phone and call Elway, and Elway to follow through, and I still had to make the team, but I made the team started. It was all rookie team, later rookies and picks, and then end up getting the Arena League. Then record was 13, and I got that 2007. It was Defensive Player of the Year, won the championship and things like that. So it worked out like Dick Vermeil said. I could have been proud of him, man, been like, F him. Mm-hmm. But to fast forward, what I'm getting to, the same love he showed the gentleman that he kept, it happened to me. So I was ready to retire in 2011. And the coach I played for in Nashville when I won Defensive Player of the Year called me as at Georgia. It was like, you want to play? And they had just restarted the league again because they filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2009. By this time, they was paying, they could call market players. You could pay them like $1,000 a game, right? Back when I was playing at the peak, you could make six figures. I was one of the top 3 DBs, so I had the luxury of being paid higher, and then they filed Chapter 11. So I got a call. I was working at Buford Middle School. I was working for a company called YCAP, a day treatment service, right? And I was the site manager, site supervisor, and I got a call. I was like, "Oh, do you want to play anymore?" I was like, "Man, I got a job now to transition out of football." He was like, "Well, we got 3 contracts we call marketing contracts. We'll pay you $1,000 a game, but you'll have to initially pay your flight to get here, and we'll reimburse you after the year's done. Cool. Are you willing to do that?" I was like, "So I could just fly to the games?" He was like, "Yeah, are you working out?" I was like, "Yeah, hell no." So my playing weight was like 195, 190. I was like 215, but I was still hooping and running. Yeah. But I wanted that type of shit. Man, when I got there, I remember when he saw me, he looked at me, I had to do my physical. I got on the scale. He was like, "How much did you weigh in Nashville?" I was like, 194. He was just like, "What'd that scale say?" I was like, 214. So he was like, "All right, well, before we sign you, we need you to practice." And for 2 days, I had to practice. And I got out there, I was still straight. Like, I knew the game, the guys were, younger. Yeah. Long story short, I played 2 more years for Georgia, just flying the game. Because he knew me. Well, I was gonna play a 3rd year, but I remember the middle of that season, it was rumblings that dudes getting pissed that I was just playing games. So I got to the locker room. We played a team called Jacksonville, and they pressed me like, "Yo, dog, that's bullshit. You just flying in the games." Granted, we like 6-2. We wasn't the best team. They're like, "This bullshit, this and this and that." I was like, "You'll understand once you get up there how it works." Yeah. But we had this young DB who was nice. But anyway, funny how the Lord works, man. They pressed me that game. That game, I ended up getting like 2 and 3 picks and taking one to the crib. Long story short, man, in the locker room, they was like, "Yo,
where let you go?"
No. The dudes that pressed was like, "We understand that," because they didn't really know me.
Oh, they just see you come to the game.
Yeah, and I guess once it got rumblings, they started going to like Google and stuff, and then they realized that
your resume,
I was one of the better guys.
Yeah,
so by the end of that year,
so you just won a game, you weren't going to practice at all?
Hell no. I was just playing. Look, I went to Disney World one week with my wife and my kids, and took a rental car, drove down to Tampa because we were playing in Tampa that weekend. Played, right? We blew them out, but coach sat me out the 4th quarter because we was blowing them out. And the kid that they wanted to see in my spot, named Tracy Belton, played the whole 4th quarter and balled. So I had an epiphany like, "Yo, Shorty nice." But he had been playing out of position because of me. And I had been like kind of mentoring him, but I didn't realize how nice he was because I wasn't in practice. So then I understood why the other dudes pressed me. So I remember I went up to coach. I said, "Dean, man, I don't really want to play no more. He nice. I'm getting in his way." And Dean like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." So the next 2 or 3 games I didn't play. I ain't even travel. And Tracy balled. So when I came back for the playoff game,
it take a big man to do that shit too.
Came back to the playoff game. We were playing Jacksonville in the playoffs, and I didn't play. the whole first half. We was losing. And I was like, yo, Denny, put me at this position. Keep Tracy in the middle. It's called the middle safety. Put me backside.
Okay.
And he was like, you sure? I was like, yeah. So when I went in the game, Tracy head dropped. I was like, fuck. Like, I got to go out. Like, nah, homie, stay in the middle. And he gave me this look. I was like, yo, this is your team now. I'm the OG. I'm going to be back here. We ended up losing, but that kid ended up being all arena like the next 3 years, yo. He was nice.
So what made you want to just hand it over though, like the?
Cause
a lot of people have a problem like being like the, what you call it, the OG or the veteran.
They want to milk. They want to milk for everything he's got. Like I didn't want my last couple years me looking like some trash. I left on a high note, man. Like my last ever play was a pick, and our offense didn't convert for us to win the game, and that kind of helped John Elway too. I saw how he left.
Big John.
He left. And John was one of my. So John Elway taught me the business of football the hard way. Me and John kicked it for the 5 years I was there. We kicked it heavy. Like John's like a friend of mine, cool, always had his door open to me. But John,
you take some problem with that?
I could. I mean, I ain't never tried to press him for nothing. I think that's why he liked me, because I never asked for nothing. Like I would never. But he would give me, when I was living up there, he would give me his tickets to the suites. This when they had their. When I was there, him and the Broncos were really cool. Like,
yeah, it was.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but John actually in 2007, after camp, had a great camp, and he cut me as a cap, and they didn't want to pay me my increase. And John looked me dead in my eye, was like, it ain't my decision, when it was his. But he was looking at me from the friend. He thought if he told me the truth that our friendship would be fried. They snitched on him. But by the time they snitched on him, I understood the business. And I understood things happen for a reason.
Definitely.
Because when I was playing in Colorado, I was actually the backside corner. And when I moved to Nashville, I became the middle. If you was the middle safety, you was the best DB on the team. So that was John's way of saying, hey man, go blossom somewhere else. Because we had a dude named Rashad Floyd who actually owns Heart and Hustle Productions, does a lot for the NBA and the NFL as far as filming. He probably one of the best middle safeties the AFL ever seen. So I wouldn't have never came into my own playing in Colorado. And John saw
that.
You need to go somewhere else. Dog, it hurt me to my heart when he cut me, fam.
Nobody that want to get cut, man.
Dog, I cried so hard. Dog, I begged so hard to I was like, I'll play for the minimum. I'll do this, I'll do that. And he just kept saying no. Straight face too, like, Everything I came up with though was legit. Like every proposal was like, dog, you get me for the cheapest you could get a vet. He was like, nah, you don't need to be here. Like, we can't keep you. So after I played in Nashville, and that's the year I won Deepest Player of the Year, and I still live in Colorado. When I got back, he called me, we sat down, he was like, you still mad at me? I was like, yeah, I'm kind of pissed. He was like, but think about this year. He was like, and you're a man of faith, like, so I couldn't tell you yes. It wasn't up to me type stuff.
That's what's up, bro. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, so shout out to Elway, man. Elway helped open my eyes to not only business, but like everything truly do happen for a reason. You can't control your own destiny all the time. Like people think they can, we all feel like we can control everything.
We can.
We can't, man. It ain't up to us.
Yeah. Before you end the interview, man, we gotta get your social media too, so everybody can look you up though.
Yeah, man. I am Ballhawk on Twitter and Instagram. I just started Instagram. I don't got Snap. Really? Apparently, when I used to host parties, I was the man on Snap. My man Wet Riley used to tell me. But I don't host parties no more because that's Denzel on the block. That's his lane.
Well, you did my NFL party a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was the last one I did. But Denzi tagged you with me. Then I realized that was Denzi's lane though. You know, like Denzi do the hip hop parties.
I think you can do parties.
I mean,
I throw in the party.
You feel what I'm saying though? Like I knew Denzi was at CHS, and I didn't want to step into his lane. But I will do comedy shows. I think
that's a big lane. I think you can do parties, man.
He be killing it though. He nice with it though.
Him and Newman, they both get busy.
You know what I'm saying? I'm one dude. I want everybody to eat. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Call me.
But honestly, I think you can do hip hop parties. I really honestly. Not no knock on.
No. I know what you're saying.
I think you can do it. Bro.
Yeah,
I know you can do it.
But yeah, man. So at I am Ballhawk, Twitter, Instagram. Ahmad Hawkins on Facebook. I'm at the limit, but you can still follow me. Then the Ballhawk Ball Hawk is a fan page that I created where I do all sports topics. And every Monday I do a live podcast. I always share the number on Blog Talk Radio. But like I said, my podcast, the Ball Hawk Show podcast on YouTube. I had to do another YouTube channel. I think
I'm going to ask you.
Kill my joint.
They just spammed it.
What? They flagged my joint. I was flaming them all week, 2 years, last year.
Then you woke up and your joke was gone.
Man, woke up.
That's how my first Instagram was.
I had just hit the threshold. I could get, some revenue for, my Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen joint went viral in 100K. So I was just about to get a check. No, they killed me, man. Damn. I had just hit
I meant to ask you what happened to your YouTube, your first YouTube.
Yeah, so now I'm getting back active again. I had to start back over, but yeah, man. So if you want to interact, talk sports, just trash talk, have fun, check me out, bro. But everything is always lighthearted. Sometimes folks catch feelings, and that's normal because I talk trash differently than folks. But I always DM people if they feel like I disrespected them, and as a man, I always own up to my disrespect, and I apologize to folks because I ain't no pride for do. I apologize to people quick. Like I said, nobody's a bitch just because they apologize. I got kids and a wife, got too many goals and aspirations and too much unity I'm trying to bring for people to be beefing over sports talk and misunderstandings. But we all men and we all got that line. So if somebody say, hey, dog, you crossed the line, just be a man like my fault. Because I keep 2 pair of gloves in the trunk. And you can always piece it up. Well, I would tell people, dog, it's not a threat. Like, people can piece it up. Like, if you box a couple rounds, you can piece it up. I tried to do it in the schools, but they wouldn't allow it.
Definitely don't allow it in the chest, man. Definitely.
But this is my dog Sweetlick right here, man. I've been trying to get him the show for years, but I scheduled.
Yeah, he definitely on it.
Now he got to come on my show one Monday night and get them hyenas because I know T and them want him to call in.
I call it whenever, just let me know. You can call me, it don't matter. Whatever, we talk.
760-695-1106.
You know, best opinion I can give you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but look, I looked at your show that you recently had with Tanisha, man, when y'all was talking about like unity and people coming together. Yeah. I really want to echo that. So if people want to start podcasts and they got questions.
That's what I said, because I had to do, it's crazy. It was like a year or two ago. And the dude thought he was stepping on my toes because he said he's about to start a YouTube blog. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, you just do you. Don't hold back and you think I'm gonna feel disrespected. Yeah. Because there's so many podcasts. There's so many stuff, man. There's so many. Everybody, like 100 people show up and do a podcast.
That's right, man.
They just showing love, man.
And we could cross. We could cross.
Yeah, cross
the mode. We could come to each other. I mean, like I'm a huge battle rap fan, and I see how you got. Hip hop is real. 15 minutes of fame, 3-letter man show.
All them drugs, man.
Angry fan, champion. Like you said, man, the world is huge.
Definitely don't think you step on nobody's toes because you want to do. If you got your own idea, man, just run with it, man. Yeah. But definitely, man, signing out. Shout out my man Doman behind the camera. Y'all know where to follow me at, man. Doman Network everywhere. Y'all know where to follow me at Sweetlick King on Twitter. I am Sweetlick on IG. Fan page Sweetlick Entertainment on Facebook. Make sure you hit the like button on there. I'm on my limited friends on Facebook, but you definitely can follow me, Rico Hearn. King of Snapchat, Sweetlick King on Snapchat.
The king. I ain't never been on Snapchat.
The king of Snapchat, man.
I'm scared to get a Snapchat, y'all. I just got an Instagram.
I tell you, man, if you're relationship heavy, if you're really relationship heavy, no Snapchat not bad for relationships. I'm gonna tell you that right there. But promoting, talking shit, I guess being frisky too, all that stuff. Get on Snapchat, but it's definitely a good tool, though, man. But relationship-wise, nah.
Oh, another thing, man, you want your Petty Hawk apparel.
We talk about Shut the Hell Up Juice too.
Yeah,
talk about that
STHUjuice.com. Shut the Hell Up Juice started on 92.7 when Miss Tanisha and Corbin Hargraves pulled me out of social media and say, hey, you want to do a radio show? And I'm telling you a funny story about the end. For folks, because y'all talking about constructive criticism on the show with Tanisha. I'm going to tell folks, for all the folks that think, yo, Ball, you doing your thing, dog, I almost got fired that Friday of my first week because T pulled me into a social group, tagged me because people were saying that I was trash, that the show was trash, right? Because I won't be in myself. And I remember Mr. Nisha brought me in and was like, look, this basically like your last day. Like, you gotta hit this show out the park.
I was about to jump on that too, but it was like one of the last weeks and stuff.
Yeah. So when I did that show that Friday is when I put the instrumental music behind everything, and then I did that freestyle at the end. Recapping the show, and it was terrible, but I was spitting balls, like heavy. I would have killed like a lot of these battle rap dudes that day. But that weekend, they got great feedback, and it was like, yo, whatever you did Friday, do it.
A lot of people stand 2.7.
So I always tell folks, like, if you're gonna do something, man, be you. Don't try to be what the you feel like the perception of you is. If you're gonna fail being yourself. Because if you faking it, sooner or later the truth you gonna come out, and they gonna get rid of your ass. So be you, man. If it wasn't for me being me, if it wasn't for T pulling me into that group where people was killing me. And if I would have went in there proud for like, you know, F all y'all just hating. Nah, I went in there like, yo, damn, I thought I was doing good, but I was like born as hell. I was like a robot.
You never know, man.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like Sweetlick.
That's why you got
know what I'm saying?
Criticism, man. You always got to feed into it.
Yeah, just be yourself, bro. But salute to everybody, man, that's helped me along the way. Salute to everybody that's embraced the outsider to become somebody that's can say he from the Ville, 434. Like, y'all didn't have to. And anything I could do to help anybody that want to get into sports, podcasting, no, I can't get you no UVA tickets for free. Don't do that. But anything else, I got you. And go to STHUjuice.com. Get your Petty Hawk apparel, your Be Great apparel. Go to Hawkins.com.
That's the new shirt too, man. I forgot.
I can't. I mean,
you wear
a large.
I see my man Adam had a shirt before I got a shirt. That's crazy.
You wear a large, extra large?
I can fit a large, extra large, yeah.
Which one though?
Either one. I can fit either one.
I mean,
I slide either one. I prefer extra large.
Oh, I got you.
I prefer that. Yeah.
I got you, dog. Sunday. I'm gonna see you Sunday.
Sunday.
I got you Sunday, my guy.
So
man, what size you wear, man? 2X? Cause you down here working. I got my guy. Can't have him working in that. I should have brought gifts like the Breakfast Club do. But I'm gonna be like Kevin Hart. I'm coming back with gifts.
Definitely. It sounded out, bro.
All right.